Hello dear students, this is Dr. Kapil Chaturvedi, Saga Institute of Research, Technology and Science. Today we will discuss the topic abstract class of Java. In the previous classes, we discussed the concept of inheritance and and also the basic concept of Java, like class, object, um, constructors. And today we will have to discuss abstract class. This topic is very important from the Java implementation point of view. Whenever you go to implement a real-time program in real world, you realize that many of things are fixed. In the real-time scenario, one team leader lead uh, a team in which more than 4 or 5 team member will work, and the team member will lead to work on a particular module. So in such kind of situations, a team leader will provide a framework to the each and every team member, so that members work on a particular framework, and after working on that, team leader will assemble that whole work and compile that work and will develop or produce a module by combining the different modules worked developed by different team members. In such kind of scenarios, abstract class will help. So let's start. What is abstract class? So as the official definition of abstract class, what is abstract class? So as per the official definition of abstract class, we say that if a class contains at least one abstract method, then that class is known as abstract class. But there is a question, what is abstract method? We are saying that if a class contains at least one abstract method, then the class is known as abstract class. That is the definition of abstract class. If a class contains at least one abstract method, then that class is known as abstract class. So what is abstract method? So the abstract method is if a method has no body, zero body or null body or null definition, then that method is known as abstract method. Simply, if we are just declaring a prototype of a method, we are not defining any definition of that method, then that method is known as abstract method. Simply, we are saying that a method with no body, with no definition, with null definition is known as abstract method. And a class contain at least one abstract method, then that class is known as abstract class. And another definition says an abstract class is a class that is declared abstract. It may or may not include abstract methods. Abstract class cannot be instead what they they can be subclassed. One more definition, let's see of that. That is a class that is declared using abstract keyword is known as abstract class. It can have abstract methods with no body, as we discussed, as well as concrete methods, regular methods with body. The whole thing is very simple. The whole thing is very simple. Let me give you some examples so that you can easily understand what is abstract method. If you have one example, we are developing, or we are implementing a program in which we are making some classes to calculate the area of circle, rectangle, triangle. We have to calculate the volume, uh, and we have also some methods related to that particular circle, rectangle, but different designs. We have the classes of different designs, and in which we are calculating volume and the area, volume and the area. So how will calculate that? So the method area of circle and the area of rectangle will be the common, both of the methods. So we have to calculate here area of circle, and here we have to calculate area of rectangle. So can we create one base class, shape class, in which we create a method area, and can we extend this shape class in circle and also in rectangle, and by overwriting that, by extending that, by inheriting that, we are if we are overwriting the area method in circle, in which we are calculating the area of circle, and here we are calculating the area of rectangle by overwriting the method area of shape class. Okay. So method is area, and we are overwriting that method in circle and rectangle. In another example, if we are working on some properties of the fruit, we are defining the methods related to the fruit properties, and we are extending mango by fruit and also banana with fruit. And here we overwrite the methods of fruit, and here we are overwriting the methods of fruit. Okay. One real-time scenario in which if you have to implement, I'm giving you one task to implement one project, a mini project, a minor project, in which you will have to calculate a payroll of the employees, where the categories of employees are manager, programmer, and clerk. And whenever you are going to calculate the salary of this particular kind of designated employees, you will have to calculate on these criterias, where when you are calculating the salary of manager, you will have to provide 40% of TA, 15% of DA, 10% of HRA, and 5,000 fixed bonus. And by calculating these things with the basic salary, you will have to you will get a gross salary. In a similar manner, if in case of programmer, we'll have to provide 30% of DA, 10% of DA, 5% of HRA, 5 to 5,000 bonus, which is fixed. And by adding these all percentages with the basic salary, you will get the gross salary. And in case of clerk, you'll have to provide 20% of DA, TA, 5% of DA, 2% of HRA, and 5,000 bonus. And by adding these all things with a basic salary, you will get the gross salary. You will have to implement that scenario. You'll have to implement that scenario. And if I am the team leader, and we have 3 members, so I'll provide one module manager to the one person, one of my team member, another module programmer I provide, and the third team member will provide clerk. So 3 team members are working on these different modules, and by completing that, will provide these modules to me, and I'll compile that and make a complete payroll class. Okay, so this is our task, and if we have to implement that, in Java. So what we have to do? We have to implement here. One method is TA, second is DA, third is SRA, and fourth method is bonus. And finally, we'll have to implement one more method, which is gross salary, which will find out the sum of these methods. So each and every class, manager class contain these 4 methods. Programmer class will also contain these 4 methods, and these five methods. Clerk will also contain these 5 methods. So let's start. What will I do before starting that scenario? Okay, so before starting that, let me tell you what is the syntax of abstract class. So there is a syntax of abstract class. If a class includes abstract method, then class is itself must be declared abstract. This is the definition which we discussed. So what is it? What will be the syntax? Public abstract class, graphic object. This is a abstract class name. We'll have to start curly braces. Declare fields, declare non-abstract methods, and abstract void draw, and close the class. That's the syntax in which we are declaring some abstract methods, and if the method is abstract, we are defining here abstract, and if the class is not abstract, then we will define here the simple method. In a similar manner, whenever we can define a class, we will have to mention abstract keyword, and also we'll have to put that method as a public tag, because uh, the abstract method will be the extendable to the another classes, and that class will might be possible of that out of the package. So that is another scene. What we have a class, that particular class, we are preparing a simple class, we putting abstract keyword, and also we are defining as public, and inside of that we are making some methods with the definition and some methods with zero definition by putting the abstract keyword. Let's start. Uh, me explain you by taking an example, a program. We'll implement a program in which we can understand that thing very easily. Let me share that screen. Uh, so I have that. Program. I have that program where we will calculate the salary as per our criteria, which we discuss. So let's start. We are creating an abstract class EMP. As our rule, we have to put here public. We have to put here public. A public abstract class EMP. So I am making a class EMP because that class is an abstract class. We are putting abstract keyword, and as per the rule, we are defining that class as public. Here, I'm making some abstract method. As I told you, the abstract method is a method which has no body. So my first method is TA, which has return type double and will take as a parameter salary of integer type. And that method has no body, so that I am defining that method as abstract. My another method is DA, which also take salary as parameter. The argument return type is double, and that method is also abstract. Third method is also abstract, that is TS. That is all our allowances which we have to override in further methods. So these all are the abstract methods, because that methods has no body. We are implementing one more method, bonus, but that method has body, that is returning something. Here we are taking 500, we may also take 5000. So here uh, that method is non-abstract method. That method is non-abstract method because that is some body, that there is some definition of that method. So that class is the combination of some of the abstract method and some of the non-abstract method. And as per our definition, if a class contain at least one abstract method, the class contain at least one abstract method, then the class is known as abstract class. So यहाँ पर जो है, here is three abstract methods in this class, and one non-abstract class. Okay, so that is our abstract class. That is our abstract class. So what we have to do now? Now, now we have to create one class manager. So I provide that class to our team members. Okay. So one of my team member implementing manager class to calculate the salary of manager. So the team member will extend my EMP class. He will create manager class and extend EMP class. So EMP class is class which is created by me and provide to that particular team member. So that team member will extend EMP in this manager class. And now remember that team member will override TA method, DA method, and TS methods. TA method, DA method, and TS method. TA method is a traveling allowance, DA is a general allowance, and TS is the total salary allowance. Sorry, total salary. So first manager class override TA class and return 0.05% of gross salary. So it will return the 0.05%, it means the 5% of the salary as a TA. DA method will return the 1% of salary, 0.01% of the salary. And TS will calculate the TA allowance, DA allowance, bonus, because we are extending EMP, it means we directly call bonus because EMP is extended by the manager. So the bonus class now the part of the manager class. So we can directly call bonus method. And the salary is we are receiving as a parameter. So we are putting here salary, bonus, DA, which is the method of that class DA, which will calculate the DA whenever we pass the basic salary from here. So that particular method will call and will return the required the respective percentage of the DA, and TA method will calculate the TA as per our desired decided percentage, and that method will return the total salary. In a similar manner, clerk method will also extend EMP and respectively calculate TA as per our given percentage, will calculate DA as per our given percentage, and find out the total salary by calculating TA, DA, bonus, and salary. In similar manner, programmer method will work. Programmer will extend EMP, will override TA as per our percentage. It will return the TS percentage, will calculate the DA, and also will calculate the total salary by finding out the sum of bonus, total salary, DA, and TA. Now, the team members will provide programmer class, clerk class, and manager class to me by implementing that. Now I'll make one final class which is after class. You I think you should put the class name abstract instead of abstract one instead of abstract, because abstract I am putting here not abstract, ABRSTRCT, not abstract, ABSTRCT. You cannot put the class name abstract because that is the keyword. So ABSTRCT is a class. Here I am taking implementing a man method and invoking the object of manager class MNG, programmer class PRO, and the class clerk class CLR. Now I'm calling the respective methods. So this is just our method, and this is just our message. to make our output interactive. This is also the message to putting a line. This is for the heads. And here I am calling the methods of manager class. Let's see. I am putting the manager message, then calling mng.da. I'm calling the DA method on mng object. It means I'm calling the DA of manager class by passing the 100. Let's suppose our basic salary, the manager's basic salary is 100 rupees. So it will return the DA allowance, DNS allowance by calculating of manager. Here it will return the TA. Bonus basic salary is bonus is fixed 500 rupees, and here is the total salary. Whenever we call the TS method on the MNG, it means the TS method of manager will call. It means it will call the respective methods and calculate the total salary of the manager and return to that method, and here we will got final salary. In a similar manner, we are calling the different methods on CLR object, which is the object of clerk class. Similarly, we are calling the method from PRO object, which is the object of programmer class. And here we are putting a simple line message to making our to make our output interactive. Now, this is not important things. This is I'm putting to calculate the calculation time. So this is not the part of our program. This is not all of the part of our logic. We can remove it. We can remove it. Okay. So our program is just that where we are implementing a abstract class in which we are putting some abstract method and some non-abstract method. We are extending the EMP method, which is our abstract method in our manager class. We are overwriting TA, DA, and TS, which is total salary, as per our given criteria. Also, we extend the EMP in clerk class and override TA, DA, and TS method. Similar manner, in a programmer class, we also extend EMP and override the TA, DA, and TS method. And finally, we are creating a final class abstract in which we have to compile the whole concept, and we are here invoking different objects. We are creating different objects of manager, programmer, and clerk, and on these all we call the respective methods and calculate the salary. So so the moral of the story is that we are implementing abstract class to create a framework. If I am not creating that framework, then the different team members might be possible. One team member skip to calculate DA method. One team member might be possible to calculate uh, traveling allowance. So my requirement is that all the team members must override these methods so that there is no possibility of mistakes. So I'm providing that framework to override to extend, because by extending that, this class will have to override these methods. If one of the class once extend that abstract class and not overriding one of the method of abstract class, then our program will show the error. Our program will show the error, and we realizing that we are skipping some method to override, and we will come back and override that particular method. So whenever we realize that this method will have to override in different classes, then we are providing a framework by implementing the abstract class and extend that and then extend then abstract class in a different methods, and overwriting all the abstract method of the abstract class. That logic is very important from the real-time implementation point of view, where we are basically realizing that that method is providing the less chances of mistakes. So this is all over the abstract class, and you know very well that what is the concept of extent. Extent, it means the concept of inheritance. So let me run that program. So here I have a console in which I am executing that program, Java C. Our program name is abctrct dot java. First, let me compile that program, and we are saying that is there any error? So there is no error. The program is error free. Now let me run that program. Sorry. So we are seeing that we are getting that output here. We are saying that our salary is 100 rupees. We decide our salary is 100 rupees. So manager get TA 1%, bonus, sorry, DA 1%, TA 5%, sorry, 5 rupees, and bonus is 500. Total salary is 600, 6 rupees.